What do you think of the defense going into this game?
Oh, well,
Your defense.
our defense.
Yeah.
I think we're making strides and we're making improvements. But that we just have to use this week, just continue to get better, and continue to prepare. One of my coaches always told me that if you're ready now, then you're gonna be ready game day. So just continuous preparation all the way up until the game. And I think we're doing that, and I think when game day comes, we'll be ready.
There are concerns about your defense that it's either too small or undermanned. Could you talk about some of those issues and how you guys plan to hopefully deal with them?
Tom Jackson just spoke to us, and he told us that on defense, gaps open up this way, not this way. So I would say, that our size is not the issue. It doesn't matter how big or how small you are. As long as you execute your fundamentals, as long as you execute your technique, then it's just football. That's what it comes down to. Size, to me, is that we have no problem with that, because I'll take our guys and match them up against the best of the best, just because our coaches have pushed us. Our coaches have coached us hard through training camp, and they've instilled in us a mindset that we can do whatever we want to do. We can be as good as we want to be, as long as we execute our technique and our fundamentals.
When did he talk to you? Remember that?
Who's
Tom
that?
Jackson.
It was a couple days back.
Coach talked about keeping the emotions under control. How in this game, and especially at the start, how difficult was that?
It's very difficult, but when you really think about it, it just comes down to really knowing the task at hand. If you let your emotions get the best of you, that's when sometimes players do things out of character. That's when sometimes players may not execute the way they need to. If you just keep in mind the task at hand, then I think you can let out all your emotions at the end of the game. But throughout the course of the game, we have to be really disciplined to keep it all bottled in. Just really go out and play hard. And then, like I said, let everything else come after the game.
Previously, there's been a lot of talk about the size. I mean, I assume there was an effort from the weight training staff to kind of get you guys bigger. I mean, could you kind of talk about just what your routine was like during the off season and trying to put on that weight?
Well, I can tell you our routine consisted of working out and eating and sleeping. No, Coach Moore and Coach Roberts and Coach Jackson and Coach Davis and all the people working in the weight room, they really wanted to improve our size, our strength, our speed, and so our workouts were very tough, but they weren't something that we couldn't do. We noticed we got stronger. Our conditioning was very tough, but we got faster. For someone like me and other people, maybe he cut down on what you ate. For like me, he increased what I ate. I ate 6 to 8 times a day, every day of the week, just to gain weight and maintain that. And because of that, since January, I've gained 25 pounds. Since I've come back in May, I've gained 15 pounds. So, it was very rigorous. It was tough, but you see the payoff. And when you see that, it makes it easy to continue to fight through and push through. And that's what a lot of people in the weight program during the off season they continue to do. It's just take what Coach Moore was saying and really just applying it, and just let the results happen.
Anything particular, any go-to food for you? I mean, anything that you would go to?
No, not really. Anything and everything I could find and eat, that was my job. I ran into Coach Moore at Subway, and he said, I had a sandwich. It was like a grilled chicken sandwich. He said, I hope you got extra mayo, extra bacon, and why don't you go grab 3 or 4 cookies while you're anything and everything for me. But no, specifically, just a lot of protein, bagels. I would eat bagels. I hate bagels now. I used to love them in the summer, and protein shakes and chicken, things like that.
Right, how much is it great on you guys that nobody's expecting anything of you? You picked last in the Big East. I mean, going into the season is virtually overlooked by everybody. I mean, how much is that?
It doesn't weigh in on me at all. I mean, if I took that to heart, I don't think I could stand up here with a smile and a wave, and be able to talk to you all as upbeat as I am. I don't think we'd be able to go out to practice. I mean, granted, you guys can't see practice anymore. I don't think we'd be able to go out to practice and run around, have fun, smiling, talking to each other, you know, competing with each other the way we do if that really weighed in on us. It's all on paper. You know, once again, y'all showed me that we're last in the Big East right now. There haven't been any games played until it all pans out, which is all hearsay.
When you get here, how quickly do you get a sense for how much this game means to the fans? And that being said, having lost 3 in a row, how important is it for you guys to get those bragging rights back?
Initially, when I first got here, I didn't really understand the rivalry until game day. When you look out and you see the lot is filled with tailgaters and things like that, and I really didn't understand the rivalry. And then last year, going to UK and seeing their side, and you know, all the fans and just all the emotion and how excited both cities are. You know, it eventually grows in on you and you buy into it. This game means a lot to us as a team. You can see it in everybody's eye walking around the stadium. You can see it in the fans around the city, you know, all the talk that's going on. The game means a lot. And I think that, you know, on Saturday at 3:30, you will see from both sides of the ball, you know, how much it means, how much emotion that's going to go into the game, how much passion that we have for each of our respective teams. I think this rivalry is a great one. I love being a part of this because not everybody can kick off their season with an opportunity like this to go and compete, actually compete, you know, in a tough battle. The very first game of the season gives you something to look forward to.
That being said, how much are you looking forward to running out? Adam talked about, you know, last year you had games when the stadium was half full. Now, it's not just going to be full, but it's going to be 14,000 more seats. You know, you guys have seen that, you're going up around there. I'm sure you thought about just running out and hearing that. I mean, it's going to be a different atmosphere than maybe you've ever experienced.
Yes, it'll be an atmosphere that I've never experienced before. It'll be great. I think we're all excited for, you know, all the people that are expected to turn out. It'll just be a sense of relief, in a way. You know, just all the hard work that we've been doing, trying to do the right things and get this program turned around. Trying to, you know, renew our image and things like that, and to come out and see all the fans in the stands that are there supporting us, that are behind us. Like I said, it'll be a sense of relief that'll come over all of us. Like, man, it's paying off. You know, now gonna make it happen. You know, everything that you're doing, there's people here to support you. There's people who have your back. Now you go get them what they want. Just go play your hardest.
From a defensive lineman's perspective, is there any difference for you preparing for the Wildcat?
Essentially, not really. There's a danger on that side of the ball, so you know, we have to be aware of that. But fundamentally, schematically, you know, it's nothing that we haven't seen before. You know, we just have to, like I said, be aware of that danger on that side of the ball, and really contain him, you know, really, you know, make our best efforts to really shut down that operation, I guess.
And do you look at the running game as the strength of UK's offense?
Oh, well, you know, in the running game, they are, you know, they're sound, you know, with the power O, and, you know, they got good backs. In the passing game, they're sound as well, you know. If it isn't locked, then it's Cobb, you know, so they're a well-balanced team, and like I said, we have to prepare for that. We have to get ready for that, and I think we've been doing that, and our coaches are preparing us pretty well.
Greg, have the players talked about the unique circumstances of this game? 2 old friends as coaches, 2 African-American men coaching their first game as head coaches against each other in a rivalry game. I mean, it's a pretty unique situation, and I'm wondering if that's something the players have talked about and there is an awareness of that.
I think there's a slight awareness of it, but our main focus really is just to go out and focus on what we have to do to execute. You know, Coach Strong doesn't want us thinking about factors like that. You know, yes, it's a unique situation, but his main thing is for us to go out and execute as a defense. You know, and then we'll talk about all the other factors that may have played into the game. You know, the 2 African-American head coaches going against each other, and you know, two old friends and things like that. You know, we'll talk about that afterwards, but initially Coach Strong doesn't want us to think about things like that because that's what he would consider a distraction. And this week there are no distractions. There's only one focus, and that's UK.
Greg, Coach has talked about the offensive line being the nucleus of the team. How would you describe the battles between y'all and the offensive line, the ones on the ones during training camp? And I mean, do you get the sense that you guys are starting to? Can you gauge your progress depending on how you do against them?
Yes, I mean, I look at film on some teams, and then I'll compare. You know, let's see how this offensive line comes off compared to our offensive line, and how do I do against it? During a one-on-one competition, there isn't a better time for me at practice because it's the best on the best, trying to compete to get better all the time. And you know, the offensive linemen know I'll talk to them. I'll let them know what's on my mind, you know, coming over to the drill and things like that. But I really believe that they are the strength of our team. You know, and you can just see the glue, you can just see the bond between them, between Mario and Mark Wetterer. And Greg Tomczyk. They're so tight, not only on the field but off the field. I mean, they all sit in the same corner of the locker room. They all have the same jokes together and things like that. So, you know, I love going against them because I feel like they make me better. I can't gauge my progress off of them because I know that if I'm doing well against them, that I'll go in the game and do well. And then they know if they're doing well against me, that when they go to the game, they should be okay. So.
I kind of meant the unit as a whole, the defensive line entirely versus the offensive line. Are you guys winning more battles than you were 3 weeks ago? I mean,
yes. I mean, it's continuous progress. You know, it's never we always dominate them or they always dominate us. It's a battle every time we go to practice. You never know because I think that, you know, one day the offense may be on the game, the defense may be slightly off. So the next day, the defense will be on the game, the offense will be slightly off. So there's not a way to say that, you know, they're more dominant than us or we're more dominant than them. It's just always competing to get better, and you can see that throughout practice. The defensive line has gotten extremely better, and so has the offensive line. And hopefully that'll show when we take the field.
Greg, you tweeted during the summer that one of your teammates was talking about the playbook in his sleep. Who was it? Tell that story.
I put him out there already, but it was Roy Philon, and you know I was in a hotel during training camp, and I heard him roll over, and he was talking about, you know, I guess in the stream, was talking to Coach Hurt about which gap he was supposed to hit, I was just, you know, I was thinking about that, and I was like, wow, like it really means something to him if it's on his mind that much. You know, it's funny. I mean, when it happened, I was cracking up laughing, but then I thought about it because he did it a second night too. So I was like, you know, it really means that much to him. You know, this is always on his mind. Now guys want to come up to the stadium. They want to get here at 1 o'clock. To watch film instead of getting here at 2:05 and we have to be ready by 2:15. Guys want to be up here late and watch film. Guys want to come in on the weekend. As a defense, we came in yesterday for about an hour or more, you know, and watch defense. And the offense met for an hour or more. And this is all player-led. You know, this is all player-led because it means something to them now. You know, and I think that was neat. And I think because of that, that will show in the way we play. And, you know, it will show and how much fun we're having out there, the passion that we have for it, the renewed passion that we have for the game now.
Coach just said that Bilal is the face. He wants him to be the face of the club. What do you see? I mean, as you go up against him in practice, what's different about him?
Bilal, I admire Bilal because he not only works hard on the field, but he does so off the field, and he's very, 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 very humble. I mean, not many people know Bilal's story, but Bilal, he has come a long way. And I agree. I completely agree that would be somebody as a face of the program that I would look up to, I would admire, and I would walk in his footsteps because he's a great teammate, he's a great player, and he's always positive and upbeat. You know, and if there's something that he has to say to you, it's not in a negative way, it's not in a yelling, screaming way. That's not him. Bilal just walk up to you and say, "Hey, man, pick it up," or "Hey, you're better than that." You know, I know you are. So you know, with something going on, you know, so. I really believe that Bilal Powell will be the face of Louisville football, and there's not another person I can say, you know, that I wouldn't want to be.
What's different about him as a player, though?